A stranger had pulled a stone out of the water, a stone that couldn't exist in any well in Galilee. He put it in my hand, closed my fingers around it, and left without explaining anything. I still didn't know who he was, and I was starting not to know who I was. This is one of the stories that was never written down. A stranger had pulled a stone out of the water, a stone that couldn't exist in any well in Galilee. He put it in my hand, closed my fingers, and walked away without a word. I still didn't know who he was, and I was starting not to know who I was. After the well came the long days. Grief doesn't end in 7. There are 30 more, they say, when a man goes on half dead, set apart from the world. I spent them with the stone in my hand, turning it between my fingers until I knew it better than my own hands. And I knew my hands well. 30 years of clay had worn them down. I was a potter. I made jars for the fish salters, vats for the oil, jugs for the water. And now, in those same hands, I held a stone, hard, perfect, that no hand had made. The clay I make. But this was given to me, and nobody gives a thing like that to a man who is nobody, unless that stranger knew something about me that I didn't know yet. But it wasn't the stone that stole my sleep. It was the 2 words he had whispered in my ear, with his hair still wet, and that smile of a man who had known me all my life. And here is what I never told anyone, for years. Those 2 words were the only reason I was still breathing. Not faith, not habit. 2 words from a stranger. It shamed me, holding on to something so small. But a man who is breaking will grab whatever is left, even the last thread still holding him in one piece. All my life, I gave shape to the clay, and now I was the clay, shapeless, soft, lying on the floor, waiting for a hand to lift me. And one night, in the dark, those 2 words stopped sounding in his voice. They started sounding in mine, as if the hand I was waiting for was finally going to be my own. I told myself, if that man knew something about me, I have to find him. And to find him, I have to be alive again. I had decided to make myself a slave to my grief, thinking that was how I honored my dead. But that dawn I understood that a dead man honors no one, that my wife and my son did not want me sitting on the floor, gathering ash. I got up. For the first time in 40 days, I tied on the leather belt. I covered my head from the sun. I put the cloak over my tunic, and I tied the stone to my chest on a leather cord where the heart beats. Clay and fish always go together. So my steps, without thinking, carried me to the harbor. Two days later, I found myself walking toward the harbor. I knew that at that hour, I would find them. We had known each other a long time. 2 brothers, good fishermen. The younger one had a bad temper and never stopped talking, and Andrew was his opposite, one of those men that emotion doesn't rule. On the Sea of Galilee, I never understood why they call a freshwater lake a sea. There are 15 harbors, all of them busy. In time, I learned how many trades lived off the fishing. The fishermen worked in cooperatives, or whole families together. The ones I knew best were Andrew and Simon, and James and John. Those last 2 were the richest in the region. The four of them ran the dragnet, a circular net 100 meters long, with cork floats and stone weights. It took 16 men and 2 boats to work it. They fished up to 8 times a day, and behind them, a whole town of trades. The ones who grew the flax, the ones who wove, the stone cutters who drilled the stones for the anchors, the salters who dried the fish in the sun, the vintners who poured wine over the preserves, and the potters who sold their jars for the packing. I had been one of them. Only then did I understand where my jars had been ending up all my life. That day, the harbor was boiling. They said that the day before they had pulled in so much fish, they had to hire guards to watch it. I came to offer the only thing I had: 2 hands. The rough, powerful voice of the younger one spoke to me.
You want work, don't you? Clean the nets. You clearly don't know how to do any of this. Soft hands.
And he went quiet. Andrew didn't speak, didn't even look at me. The nets weigh more than they look. 100 meters is not for one man alone. I looked around for help with my eyes, and Andrew finally saw me.
Eat better if you're going to lift this.
I swallowed twice. I was thirsty, and the day had only just started. Then the rough voice came back.
With those little hands, you're no use to me as a rower, and even less as a fisherman. I'll hire you for a few days. I'm going to put you to sorting the fish, the allowed ones from the forbidden, the clean from the unclean, and the unclean you throw back in the water.
That was where these men's success came from. They were strict about the food. They were the ones who guaranteed the fish was clean.
Pay attention. I need you to look me in the eye. That's how I know you understood. The fish that are allowed, the ones with the backbone, scales and fins, anything else, back in the water. The sardine is caught at night, in great shoals. That's our daily bread. The briny is meaty. It's eaten at feasts and on the Sabbath. And the must has a long fin, like a comb. Big egg. Meaty. The one everybody wants.
And then he read the sadness on my face. I looked at him, and for the first time I saw, in the eyes of that giant, a sadness the same size as mine. I didn't know yet that he was a widower too. I couldn't believe it. That rough, enormous man was sad, and he wasn't going to hide it. We connected, without a word more, the way 2 men recognize each other when they carry the same weight. That day, in the harbor, I received something I hadn't gone looking for. Not a stone. A man who understood my pain without me saying anything. I had walked out of my house ready to be alone for the rest of my life. And a rough stranger, who never even noticed, gave me the greatest gift. He showed me that I wasn't. I felt his clumsy care, his awkward tenderness. Far off, I heard an argument. 2 brothers, James and John, with voices like thunder. Rich, ambitious young men, fighting over who would take out the new boat their father had ordered built. I didn't know it yet, but that John was going to matter a great deal to me. Simon kept talking to me, and I wasn't listening. The fight interested me more than my own teacher. I had gone somewhere else. When I came back to myself, I felt ashamed. He was still going, happily, explaining it all to me. And suddenly, a scream, far away, an animal's scream, horrifying, terrifying. I felt myself freeze. My body shrank. And the strangest part, nobody else could hear it. Everyone went on with what they were doing. I felt cold in my body on a day of gentle breeze. Horrified, I looked. What I saw that day, I wouldn't wish on anyone, but it changed everything. This is one of the stories that was never written down.